consider myself to be a fan of musical theater.
What kind of a fan? Big fan? Small fan? Scary, stabby fan?
Well, have you ever loved something so much you'd given up? Have you ever loved something so much that your heart starts beating really fast and you're winded just by thinking about it? That passion, that type of fan. But I'll be honest, I don't know that many musicals, and The Prom was definitely one of them. I mean, I heard about it, but I just never bothered to listen to it. I didn't even know what it was about. Believe me, if I did, I would have definitely watched some slime tutorials on it, if you know what I mean. As a matter of fact, when the movie came out, I didn't even know. I was apparently living under a rock during that time because Meryl Streep was in it. Andrew Reynolds was in it. James Corden was in it. Bertram from Jessie was in it. Where the heck was I when the movie came out? I don't know, dude, but regardless, I watched it. Here are my first impressions.
I know what's going on here.
I was obviously starstruck. I mean, we're being blessed with legends here. I loved it. I was entertained the whole way through. Mind you, I haven't actually watched the original Broadway show prior to seeing the movie. I haven't even listened to the original Broadway recording yet. So these are my thoughts on the movie before actually seeing the original.
I am as gay as a bucket of wigs. A bucket of them!
Let's talk about casting. And casting in this movie was very controversial, but casting in general is one of many significant parts to a foundation for a great movie. So let's talk about it. Now, when I say controversial, you know who I'm talking about. James Corden. A lot of people didn't like the fact that he himself does not identify as a gay man while he is playing a character who is gay. Many people who hold this opinion, I agree with this as well. How is a man who is not a part of the LGBT community whatsoever, how is he going to resonate with the experiences and challenges that the LGBTQ plus community face? How is he going to be able to pull from those experiences and put it in his acting? It's almost going to feel as if he's mocking the LGBT community rather than being an ally.
A bucket of them!
The more I thought about this controversy, the more I began to realize that this isn't really black and white. There's a gray area in between, and I would really like to talk about it. But I wasn't able to find the words to describe how I was feeling until I found this comment under the YouTube video of Catherine Steele when she was reviewing The Prom. As a gay person, I want to say I actually really have a problem with the idea that gay actors must play gay roles. I think it puts actors in an uncomfortable position where they have to make their identities public, or where directors are trying to guess at who people are. Both of those are really not great. Furthermore, I think it kind of pushes the idea that LGBT plus folks should only play LGBT plus roles, which doesn't feel right either. In general, I want the right person to play the role, and that can look like a lot of things. And oftentimes a gay actor is the best person for a gay character because they have those experiences to pull from, but not always. I know there are plenty of gay men I would not be cast as just cause of my casting type and personality. I thought James Corden did a good job, but I can also see why people were disappointed and upset with him in that role. I hope I articulated this well. I do mostly agree with that statement, but I do believe, however, that characters who are in the LGBTQ plus community should be played by actors who are also in the LGBTQ plus community. However, there is just no way for us to know if that actor or actress is a part of that community or not. We don't know if James Corden is or not. Maybe he's not comfortable with putting that information out to the public. There's just no way for us to know if he is a gay man, or maybe not gay, but bi or pans. There's just no way for us to know. Putting that controversy aside, I actually really enjoyed his character. He made me laugh and he made me cry. So clearly, James Corden as that role didn't really affect my experience, but that's just my opinion. Everybody else can have their own opinion, and that's okay.
An eternity in the fiery pits of hell.
Andrew Reynolds. Now, I may be biased over here, but I really do think that he should have had a greater role in this movie. Imagine him as Barry. Just putting that out there. Just putting that out there. I know I said that James Corden was good in that role, but imagine if it was played by Andrew Reynolds. Just putting that out there. Anyway, let's move on.
Give it some zazz.
Let's talk about character choices. Now, everyone and their mothers have been talking about Emma smiling the whole freaking time. And the first time I watched this movie, I noticed it, but I chose to ignore it. But the second time around, oh Lord. Why is she smiling? It makes no sense. It's almost as if she's oblivious to everything going on around her. I don't get it.
So it's nice to see Emma smile again.
What do you mean? She was always smiling.
Hey, you don't get to show up out of nowhere, okay?
When Barry forgave his mom, I don't really know how to explain it. It felt natural and unnatural at the same time. First of all, it was a sweet scene. But in my opinion, Barry shouldn't have been the one to go in for that hug. It should have been the other way around. And I believe Barry should have been hesitant. But that's just my opinion. It was a sweet scene either way. I just didn't really find that the most natural way to go.
It's gonna be impossible not to kiss you. Oh my god.
Alyssa and Emma. I don't know why, but they didn't really seem to have that much chemistry to me. I mean, they held hands as if they weren't a couple. They say in the film that they've been together for a year and a half, but it doesn't seem like that. It seems like they're a new couple.
Really?
Okay, let's talk about character development. I want to talk about Alyssa's mom, Didi Allen, Emma, and Alyssa.
You are my daughter.
Alyssa's mom's character development is just way too fast and thrown in there for the sake of a happy ending. It's not realistic at all.
See, we're not narcissists.
Didi Allen's character development is actually my favorite because it's still a work in progress. She went from a narcissist to an actress who is still working on her narcissism. She's not wrapped up in a nice bow like the other characters, which I really, really like.
Are you saying that because I'm a lesbian I drive a pickup?
Emma. Okay, so I saw the slime tutorial, freaking amazing, but in the slime tutorial, she goes from being this timid character to finding her voice and confidence. In the movie, however, there's really not that big of a difference from beginning to end. It almost feels as if she was confident the whole way through. I get what they were trying to do, it didn't come off that way.
I just want to be me.
So Alyssa, similar to Emma, has to find her voice and grow her confidence towards the end of the movie so that she can come out to her mom. The only problem I have with this is that it almost feels as if though Emma is forcing her to come out even though she's not ready yet. Am I the only one who thought that? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's speed through this because this video is already getting kind of long. Story choices. I didn't really care for Emma and Alyssa's relationship because it's more focused on Broadway stars. I don't really understand the importance of all 4 Broadway stars. It could have really just been 3, maybe 2 of them, and it wouldn't have made a difference. Nicole Kidman's character didn't really make sense to me. She's the character I would have written off, to be honest. Relationships. Not enough screen time with Emma and Alyssa. I wasn't able to really see them as a couple or fully root for them because I feel like I don't really know much about them together. Although I do know a lot about them separately. Didi Allen and Principal Hawkins' relationship was better written than these 2 girls who have apparently been together for a year and a half. Didi Allen and Barry obviously have such a sweet friendship and it looks like they have been together for years and I really, really like that. Lighting. The first time watching it, it didn't bother me at all. I actually thought a lot of it seemed pretty neat. It almost made me feel as if though I were watching the live theater performance. Because not many film directors play with the lighting as much as this film did. Many theater productions do though. But after seeing how much people hated the lighting in this movie, I saw it again and I can understand why some people may hold these opinions, but it didn't really bother me that much. I actually thought it was pretty cool. But then I saw the slime tutorial and wow. How is it that everything is so much more entertaining in a live theater? Honestly, it was much funnier. The story was better written. Well, it felt better written. One main difference though is that the main relationship, Alyssa and Emma, are seen more in the live show. We get to see them meet up behind the bleachers and always in secret, unlike in the movie. We see them kiss early on as if they'd done it millions of times before. They noticeably have much more history than in the movie. I still didn't understand the significance to Nicole Kidman's character though, even less here. What I love about the movie though is how we can take a world seen on just a proscenium stage and presented in a way where you can actually see their whole world. Obviously, each have their pros and cons. Overall, I really liked the movie. It was such a fun watch. I was choking back tears in some scenes. It took me on a roller coaster ride. Although it's not perfect, no movie is ever perfect, I thought it was a great adaptation to the original music and I will definitely be watching it again.